that. We can celebrate with him, and this is Michael Armstrong, our middle school student of the month.
You read everybody else?
I didn't even wait for you.
I don't like it.
I didn't wait for you to tell me.
I
Really?
was waiting for you to dismiss it. I'm waiting.
Okay, school people, if you would like to leave, you are more than welcome.
Not like we'd like to.
If you would like to stay and enjoy
Democracy?
the,
Phoenix.
yeah, the process of democracy.
You didn't say.
Okay, let's see.
Talk loud, we're gonna hang back here on the back row.
Okay. Public comment. Jim Slagle.
The agenda's not over here on the counter.
The what?
The
Actually, I'm
agenda.
up here.
You want one?
It'd be nice to have one before the meeting started.
Anybody else need an agenda?
This is here, February the 12th.
My fault, blame it on me.
No, I think the clerk's responsible for that.
We should have put them on the table, we're sorry. It's simple.
Jake.
The introduction for the fireworks, is that going to be voted on tonight?
No.
In the newspaper last week or two, that whole thing was listed in the legal books. It said that Raymond Williams brought it up for vote, but they didn't get any action, so it died. That thing must have been, cost several $100s probably to print all that stuff, and it didn't mean anything. So I was wondering why they publish something like that when they usually don't publish anything that the public talks about or certain council members up here. And I noticed today they had 2 brand new lawnmowers the town has. I think they're high dollar, but I was wondering if the police department ever got a new car. But it's amazing that you can buy lawnmowers and cut grass on private property. And I hope the city listens to this, and the police chief too, because y'all have to take some kind of ordinance test up here. Not an ordinance, but ethics test. If you see things wrong and you don't say anything about it, you're just as guilty as the people that commit these acts. And cutting grass on private property is supposed to be illegal. And I don't know if our attorney's listening to me or not. He's looking at his phone.
I heard you.
But that costs a lot of money to buy those lawnmowers, to cut the grass for other people. And then you get on other people for not cutting their grass. And you put that burden on the police department to issue tickets for people that don't cut the grass. But the town goes out there and cuts grass for certain folks. Which to me, ethically, you got a problem right here. And if you all know about it and you don't do anything about it, you're just as guilty as the employees or the supervisors. And then when you come in the front door, the sign says no profanity. But I think you got a public works supervisor that cusses his hands left and right. In today's atmosphere, you don't do things like that. But how can he get away with it? And then you put a sign on the front door saying the public can't do that to the city employees. I don't know if the city attorney would like to comment on that. And I want to congratulate the person that been putting the minutes, the vocal minutes of the meeting, these meetings on YouTube. There's a lot of people are learning a whole lot of things about this operation up here and here and back. And our clerk can't even get out the minutes before these meetings. I don't think they've been published on the internet yet. But you can listen to it. Everybody out there in the crowd can listen to it on YouTube or the town of Vivian or anywhere around the country. It's amazing what, it should be done anyway. Shouldn't have to let somebody other than the clerk do it, because the clerk apparently ain't doing her job. And I hadn't heard any more about the audit. Is the code man here? Code man's not here?
No.
You gonna condemn another building? I think the code man's on the tape. Look at the house catty corner behind the nurse, not the nursing home, but the funeral home, Roseneath. There's been a new building built there, right next to the property line to the street and between the neighbor. And the people that used to own that donated $1,000 to Dr. Taylor for his campaign. I think it's very interesting that somebody can build something like that, block somebody else's view, and it's not in compliance with the code. It's cat corner on the backside of the funeral home, Wires. The little short street. Mary Jo Grace lived on one side, Miss Norris lived on the other side. If y'all drive by there, and if we got a code man that's supposed to be protecting the town of Vivian's stuff, that's a big misjustice in the town of Vivian. And then you're getting on people for maybe not cutting the grass in the wintertime. Is my time up, Judy? No. All right. Plus, I want to congratulate Judy for coming to my office following the last meeting and asked for a copy of the state law about fireworks I had. I found it very interesting. She didn't ask the clerk or the city attorney for that copy.
I was being nice to you.
But I appreciate it. And I want to tell everybody about it.
Thank you. Okay, everybody has their monthly financial reports. Those have all been provided. Okay, we need to approve the minutes for February's meeting.
I so move.
I have a question about the minutes. It said in there that,
Ernie, you need to have a second and then you'll talk.
okay.
Okay,
There's been a
now,
motion by Randy, second by Angela.
Yeah.
Now you can discuss.
now,
The meeting, the minutes stated that there were, council members who approved the minutes be delivered at the meeting. Who were the council members who approved, the 3 council members that approved that?
It wasn't approved, it was, you asked for it, so.
But it says the minutes as well as all other items were presented as told by the 3 other council members.
But they were, when I started in July, I asked the board, how did they receive their minutes and their packets, and they told me they were just laying in front of them when they got to the meetings. So that's why I put them just here rather than email you copies.
I'm not on the board.
Well, you weren't here for the first 3 or so meetings. So you missed that.
Well, I have the minutes from January of 2015. It clearly states in there that we voted for all of our stuff to be emailed. First meeting. So was it voted on?
No, it wasn't that.
All of our correspondence should come through email. That's what we voted on in January of 2015 when we were first elected. And it's in the minutes.
okay.
So y'all need to
All in favor?
vote. Yeah.
Let's vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Anybody opposed?
Aye.
And so it passes 3-1. And Judy, you still retain your right to vote, so. I'm
Right.
assuming-
Yeah, I did,
Okay, so 4-1, I'm sorry.
yes. Okay, Ryan,
I'd like to present agenda item here, you
hired as a part-time police officer at $11 an hour. He's here tonight if you want to ask him any questions. I think he lived in Shreveport, but he's a 2010 graduate of North Caddo, so he's familiar with that area. And he passed everything in the background check, checked out with all his employees. He actually had a psych test and a polygraph, which he passed through the process. He went through SPD, and I was able to get those as well, so he's good on all of that. But if he's here, if you got any questions for him.
Do you plan to move to Vivian, or are you gonna stay in Shreveport?
Currently, right now, I'll be staying in Shreveport still, yes.
And are you wanting to make this a career?
Full-time career.
Okay, so you're planning on going to academy
Part-time, and he gonna go
Yes,
to
ma'am.
academy, then he
in
can do 11 months.
second round or first round this year, Ryan? Academy?
He'll go in August, hopefully. if he
Okay.
passes everything.
Okay,
Yes, ma'am, but that is my goal.
okay.
And then just to let you know, I'm hiring him part-time, but if he passed the academy, then I bring him
Right.
for full-time.
Right.
So the motion we added to hire him and commission him as a part-time officer, $11.
Right, yes.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?
Anybody opposed?
Congratulations. Stay safe.
Yes, ma'am.
Come back.
Okay, Doug, you may have to help me out here.
Yeah, first of all, just, why don't you go ahead and read that introduction, you read that, and then I'll take over, okay?
Okay. This is the introduction of ordinance number 18-0101, to amend and supplement chapter 11 miscellaneous offenses of article 5 of offenses affecting the public, section 11-143 fireworks of the code of ordinance of the town of Vivian, to allow additional days of keeping, storing, selling, etc. of fireworks.
If you guys will remember, this got brought up, we had a public hearing, and then we voted, but we didn't vote. There was a motion made, and it died for lack of a second, so could be no discussion. But I did tell you I would look into it a little bit further, because Mr. Slagle had made some legitimate comments. What I did do, and I've emailed everybody, I'm assuming everybody got it, a more up-to-date version, which includes basically pretty much a copy and paste of the state statute, which defines fireworks as permissible and unpermissible types of fireworks, if y'all read that. That was added in and kind of updated the new fireworks ordinance. The statute, as far as times, I think we're okay the way we were. It specifically says in the revised statute 51:652, the state permissible items of fireworks may be sold at retail from noon June 16th through midnight July 5th and noon December 15th through January 1st. There's also the Attorney General's opinion and another statute that says that the municipality has a right to regulate that. When it says may, that's may. It's not a shall, which is a mandate. So we can narrow that down, and that's what we're doing. Instead of saying June 16th, I think our statute starts at, our ordinance starts at June 25th. Okay? What we couldn't do was say March, whatever the day is, March 12th. You can't go beyond that May stuff. So we have a right to make it narrow. So the big thing, or the big change that we were after, is still kind of bolded. It was bolded in the new ordinance that basically says the sale, the discharge, the ignition, or explosions, etc., shall be made according to revised section 51:650 and also 51:660, except from June 25th through 10 o'clock p.m. July 5th and noon December 15th through 10 o'clock p.m. January 1st of each year. There's also, comes back, it's a little bit confusing, but it goes in the fact that when they can actually be shot off. So, it goes on further and says, it shall be unlawful for any person to discharge, ignite, or explode the fireworks within the town limits between the hours of 10 o'clock p.m. and 8 o'clock a.m. However, it shall not be unlawful on December 31st. You can go from the hour between 10 and 1. So this is what the hours that the chief had recommended. So this should conform it all in there. So the only thing that Mr. Slagle's documents that I saw he had, it said something about can't sell to someone over 15. I didn't see it in any state statute, but if it's a state statute, whoever's out there, they've got to comply with the state statute too, okay? So if it's a state statute that says you can't, sell, 15 and they sell to 14, they can be written under a state statute. But by us having this, it gives the chief the ability to go out and enforce it and say you can't shoot these fireworks beyond 10 o'clock or things of that nature. So hopefully this clears everything up, because I think we're all on board that this is something that needed to be done.
Right.
So if y'all have any questions, I'd like to clear it up now. Hopefully we can have a public hearing and get that adopted next time.
Doug, do the fees that the fire marshal office charges, levies, does the town collect the same amount of money?
I would answer, since, I'll go ahead and try to answer that. The only thing that I know, and because I'm not involved in day-to-day activities of the fees and everything, I'm assuming that when you sell fireworks, the Cattle Repair Sales and Use Tax Commission, a report is given to them, and that's how we make the money. As far as the fire marshal, I think they come out and they do some inspection, and it's just like, I think the fire marshal does the inspection, I believe they do. There's some state agency of the carnival. Someone has to inspect the carnival and give them a sticker before they can open this fire marshal. So I don't know what they pay or how they get that, but they come out here, and I'm assuming they kind of do the same thing on these fireworks stands before they open
They
them.
would need an occupational license, wouldn't they?
I'm assuming they get something like that.
Would the clerk know?
Let's move on.
That's all.
Okay. Final condemnation on this property, 420 East Alabama and West 43rd.
That's good, just say 420 East Alabama. I think that, again, the code officer's not here, that we probably need to pass that. There's no recommendation made by him. We keep having to pass this. I do know that this property is in the name of Miss Malone. I've been emailing her, haven't heard anything back from her. I did email the curator sometime last week and said, hey, look, this is back on the agenda for March 12th. Can you let Miss Malone know? And he said he would, but I haven't heard anything back from her.
Is Bobby getting notifications that we're doing these final condemnations?
I don't know. I mean, I'm just doing what I normally do, which is normally, notify the,
He should be getting.
I don't notify the code enforcement officer, because he used to come to all meetings. I don't
Right.
know where he's been.
Right.
But I'm trying to notify the owner and the
Right.
curator and all
Right.
that type of stuff. If y'all want me to start notifying him, I can, but
Well, I mean, I just didn't know if he knows that he's supposed to be here or doesn't know, or, because we've passed this one since, what, December?
yeah, and she was
Because
supposed to
he's
do
not been
some
here.
cleanup, and I just don't know if she has. I didn't get this report, whether she did or didn't.
Because we're having to pay you
Yeah. Well, you're right.
to make the notifications, and then here we are, we're,
Right.
I'll contact him and,
Well, now tell Miss Judy, I know
Hey,
early
let
on.
our contact, somebody needs to
basketball-
contact.
yeah, he needs to be
Somebody needs
contacted.
and
I don't know about
yeah,
right now.
yeah,
Matter of fact,
basketball.
Levi, they need to call him.
Mhm.
Cause if he getting paid to do that, he need to do it.
Okay.
So y'all's motion should be just to pass this till next month?
Yeah, we'll,
So,
I'll make the
Someone would
motion
like
to
that
pass.
motion?
she make a motion to table it.
Yeah,
till
to
next
pass
month.
it to
Let's just
next
pass it
month.
till next
Okay.
month.
I second.
Further discussion? Any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
He said, motion to just pass it, yeah, if you table something, you gotta make a motion to bring it off the table, so the best
We
and
just
cleanest
pass
thing
it.
is to pass it till,
Continue.
this
Continue.
condemnation is continued until.
Continue next month.
Yeah, continue till next
April.
April meeting.
Right.
That's what I would put in the minutes.
Okay, discussion on prohibiting weapons in public buildings.
I wanna say something about that.
Yeah, this is just a
This is
discussion
discuss-
for
I
the
want-
council.
This, you know,
Y'all can't comment out there.
in light of what's going on around, my opinion is that we should not have anybody, I don't know what the law says about a concealed carry. Can you bring a concealed carry into a public building? I don't know what the law says.
I think you can
Let me,
until,
let me ask this question here. Can us as a municipality put an ordinance that you cannot bring a weapon into a public building?
state statute allows a municipality such as the town of Vivian to pass an ordinance, and, you know, I don't know if you and I have talked about that, I know I've talked to Denise, I think I've talked to you a little bit about it, I've talked to Judy, and I know y'all had some reservations, I've talked to the mayor about it. You know, the parish has an ordinance, the city of Shreveport has an ordinance that basically says that you cannot have a weapon or dangerous instrumentality in a public building. To do that, you gotta do a couple things, you gotta put a sign out there, you gotta put, it's coming in the door, no instrument, public. It wouldn't just mean a gun, it would mean, you know, a sharp knife or something like that. You know, I know that the sheriff does, and this gets back to some of your stuff, you were saying, how do you enforce this? Well, if you go to the courthouse, the sheriff, they go through a metal detector, but you would not believe the stuff that people try to bring in there. They'll bring in blades. I mean, I think they've tried it, you know, he gives us a report every month on what he got. It'll be blades, box cutters, knives.
Anything sharp.
Had a snake in there one time.
Anything sharp.
Yeah, snake. It's all kinds of stuff, and you know, just couldn't believe it. But to get back what we were saying, said that, if you have the way it's written, if you have a concealed weapon permit, you still can't bring it in, you'd have to leave it in your car.
Right.
But there are exceptions, you know, the exception law enforcement. So if you're a police officer, a constable, someone who's authorized to carry a weapon, they have a right to go into the public building for those things. Now, obviously, at the Cattle Pressure Commission, we actually started about 2 years ago wanting people who they come in. I don't know if we're into that because we have a much big open foyer that people come in. But you would have a statute or an ordinance that the chief could enforce if he so decided, if you had someone. I know that there was an incident, he and I talked about an incident that happened at the pool. So if you had a concealed weapon, it's not gonna prevent you from keeping your concealed weapon permit. You could keep it in your car or wherever you wanted to, if you walk in, you saw it signed, you'd have to put it back in your car. And it's not gonna apply to the premises, it's just to the parking lot, it's just gonna apply to the building. But I think if we drew it up, it'd probably most likely apply to this building, obviously the courthouse over there, that we have procedures that you can't bring in weapons, but any other town building, the pool, community centers, armory, those type of things. But we would have to get those signs.
Right. And I think that's necessary, I really do, because of what's going on in society now. You got people toting guns everywhere and really just looking for somebody to shoot. And I'm not knocking nobody for concealed carry, but especially this facility. You have people coming in those doors really mad behind water bills and stuff like that, and sometimes the ladies actually get cursed out. So I think it's our duty as a public body to protect them. That's my, yeah.
I don't have no problem with that. I just want to bring everybody's attention that there's actually a state law that says you can't bring them into the courtroom or a building that houses law enforcement. A long time ago, when this building was built, this was supposed to be a courtroom because it's supposed to be, that one was supposed to be handicap accessible. And the police department was supposed to be, in most municipalities, the police department and town hall is the same building. So if we had got left out in the cold years ago, there would be no need to be passing one because you automatically couldn't bring them in this building. But since they left us with the regular building, now this subject comes up.
Sure.
I just wanted to.
Right. Well, that was before our time. So we ain't had nothing to do with that, but as of now,
There's room, Ryan. Go over there and get your office. Come on.
I would like,
Move on in.
Big happy family.
but I would like to see that ordinance drawn up or looked into anyway. We could look into that.
Well, the next thing would be to prepare it and put it on y'all's agenda. Is that something that y'all would like? I mean, obviously you are, but I don't know
Sure.
what some of you other guys are. I mean,
I don't see any way to enforce it.
I don't either.
That's I understand what Raymond's saying, and I agree with most of what he's saying. I just don't see any way at all we would be able to enforce that.
You would be able to enforce it if a guy got a gun on his side that you can see it, and he walking in the door, you can enforce that. I mean, to me, it's a safety issue. I mean, we talk about enforcing it, but what I don't wanna see is after the fact. I see a lot of things where people react after the fact, and when you have time to act before the fact, because it's going on everywhere you look. And I don't wanna see it after the fact. Now, if somebody gets shot and killed, we be ready to pass that just like that.
I know we have one at the hospital. Well, it's
We'll
not
be ready to pass it just like
to
that, but
kill this
right
person.
now, everybody's, I mean, they shooting up churches, schools, what's saying they won't shoot up in here? So
I mean, my only thing
it's
about that
something-
is if it, I mean, like you're saying, the only way you can enforce it is if they walk in and you can visibly see it.
They have to be seen and captured.
But not, I mean, most of the ones who are going in and shooting up, when they first walk in, you're not seeing what they've got. I mean, so I can understand maybe being able to wand somebody at a council meeting, but everybody that walks in that door, I mean, there's really no way to protect.
But if
I mean,
you-
in this
if
day
you-
and time, there's no way to protect
If you
anybody,
have-
whether there's
if
a
you have-
sign up or not.
If you have an ordinance for that, that's one step towards it.
I mean,
one
actually, I
step
think
forward.
us discussing it has brought it to the public that we don't have anything in place because, like I told Doug, I just assumed that this was a city hall that
You couldn't do it.
you couldn't do it anyway.
Right.
I mean, so
Well,
in Louisiana, we're open carry, so anybody can, open carry.
right,
right now, they can open carry in here,
Yeah.
right.
you know, I mean,
I'm
Or
not
concealed
real sure
carry.
you
Now,
can.
concealed
Yes,
would be.
you can.
If they have a concealed carry
they got
permit.
concealed carry, they can bring it right
That's
to the
right.
door on their side.
I'll check into it, but
I'm telling
I've
you.
been told that it's a federal law.
I don't
No,
think.
I checked into that,
Yeah.
too. That only protects federal buildings like the post
That's-
office.
Right.
That's what I was saying.
But not
Federal,
municipality.
your Constitution of the United States grants powers to the state, so the federal government can't dictate what the state of Louisiana or the town of Vivian. So there is a probably a federal law that says, hey, you can't take them in, like you said, the post office or the federal courthouse or the federal building, but I don't think they can dictate to what state of Louisiana State Building or Cattle Parish Commission Building or the town building, so.
And like I said, Louisiana got one that protects
The courthouse?
the courthouse
Law
and law enforcement. Usually, Vivian is unique, I guess, because it houses them in two different places. Most of them, like the annex in Bossier City, it's all protected because law enforcement is in there with it.
Right.
But due to the fact that law enforcement isn't in this building isn't protected.
So that even gives it more reason to have it.
Right.
That even gives it more reason to have it, like you said, in the other municipality, police department and the city hall is together. So
Right.
that gives you even more reason to have it, because city hall and the police department is not together, that you need to have one to protect the city hall. That makes sense to me.
But so if you pass it, it's going to mean if it's going to be for the buildings, would it also not consist of the community
Sure
centers?
it will, sure it will.
The
pool.
the citizen, the workers' vehicles.
It won't apply to
No,
vehicles.
it's only.
The
gonna-
town vehicles?
It's only gonna apply
Would it
to-
apply to
only
town
apply
vehicles?
to buildings.
Building.
The way we
Okay.
have it, buildings.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. We're not.
I don't think it's drawn up because, let's say you had a concealed weapon permit and you went to pay your water bill and you looked up and you saw the sign and read, oh, well, I'll just walk back and put it
Put
under
it
my
back in
city
your
car and I'm
right.
gonna pay the water bill. Then I get back in the car and put it
Put
in
it
my
back on.
pocket or wherever and go down the road. So it would apply to any of your town buildings, Armory, Community Center Pool, I guess that Kiwanis Club building, MLK building.
And then even if, say, if you having some type of function at a community center, okay? And somebody walks in with a gun on their side, and you tell them to leave, and they say, I don't have to leave, I got a concealed carry. If you had this ordinance, you can say, yes, you do, because we have an ordinance that you cannot bring this in a public building. If you didn't have that ordinance, what you gonna tell him? He gonna say, I got a concealed carry, I can go anywhere I want to with it. You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
Anyone else want to comment?
Will you look into that?
Well, I'd look into it. I mean, next thing I do is, if you want me to, I think you're right, we'll put it on the agenda and have the reading, and then have a public hearing and vote, and if you're for it, you vote for it, if you're against it, vote.
Well, let me ask the council this then. That way we won't have to go through all that.
'Cause
We won't have to pay, like Denise said, we won't have to pay you to write that up.
Right.
I mean, we still gotta pay him to write it up if we do it.
Right.
Who for this? Is anybody for this? I'm talking to the council now. Are you for it? If anybody's for it? You for it? Judy?
I don't see any way to enforce it.
Okay, I mean, if y'all don't feel that way, I mean, I'm not gonna worry about spending the money on doing it, but I feel that way, so.
Okay, I'm not gonna do anything until you come to my office, or I get a phone call from you or another city council person and say,
Right.
hey, get that and put it on the agenda.
Okay.
What about you, Mandy?
I kinda agree with you. I mean, I agree with Raymond, but as far as the enforcing it, I don't know.
Enforcing it, if somebody walk in there and you got an ordinance, you say you gotta leave with that weapon on your side. And if he don't leave, you got an ordinance saying that it's illegal for you to be in this building. But if you don't have an ordinance, you ain't got a leg to stand on. He can say, well, you can't tell me what to do. Hold up, Jim, this, wait a minute, hold up. He don't need to be talking, we discussing this amongst ourselves. No, it's not a public discussion.
No, it's discussion
It's not
for
a
just
public discussion.
council members.
That's what I'm saying, you know, so, I mean, if you want to think about it, whatever you want to do is fine with me. But that's the way I feel.
Can I make a suggestion? And I hear you, Raymond, but I think their concern is if, even if we pass the ordinance, say if somebody wanna come in and they got their gun hid, and they decide, and they get into it with one of your water clerks or a water bill, and they decide they wanna pull it, we still won't know they had it until after the fact, unless we put a police officer standing there warning everyone in from the time they open to the time they close, or we got metal detectors at the door, which costs money. And the metal detector only gonna go off to let us know they're breaking in the building, and the police still got to respond. It's something I've been asking for years at the police department, we never had enough money to do it. If you really wanna protect those women, put a bulletproof window and put them behind it. And that way, when they come in and pay the bills, they don't have physically access to those women. That's just a suggestion I got, that would make it more safe than an ordinance that's just a piece of paper.
I still feel that way, that we should have that, so, but like I say, you know, you should spend the money on it, they not gonna go with it, so, that'd be all right with me.
Is that it?
That's it?
Announcements.
I guess I'm instructed to read some announcements.
Denise is in charge of Red Bud announcements.
We have our Redbud Festival this weekend, and we're gonna start it off Friday night with, no, we're gonna start off, well,
Yeah, Friday after.
actually, we're gonna start off on the 14th with our youth rally, and that's gonna be at the North Caddo Elementary Middle School Auditorium, and it begins at 6 o'clock, so we would love to have all of our youth and even the adults to come out and enjoy that. We have our Redbud Gospel Night on March the 15th, 6:30 to 8:30, and I've seen our lineup, and it's all of our local, they're all gonna be local gospel singers. It looks like that's gonna be a good thing, which our treasure hunt started this morning, which the clue made absolutely no sense to me. Same one as always. Our carnival is pulled into town and hopefully will be set up by the 14th to open. Wednesday, I don't know if they'll make it, but we're going to have a street dance on Friday night from 8 to 10:30, and we will have Dixie Bent, which is just some good old country music. And then the Methodist barbecue. Go support our Methodist youth from 10 to 2. And then Redbud Day, March 17th, the 5K run, pancake breakfast, and the pancake breakfast will be at the North Caddo Medical Center. Booths, arts and crafts, entertainment will start at 9 o'clock. Parade will start at 2 o'clock. Lineup starts at 12. Our car show has moved. It will now be down in front of our Hardware Museum area. And that's going to be a huge thing. And then I guess we'll end that night with a Redbud Barrel Race. So, busy week. Busy weekend. Everybody go out and enjoy.
Thank you for volunteers for all y'all's hard work. Appreciate you already had the pageant, so that went well.
We already had, yeah, it went well. Your daughter won. She will be going to the the teen princess. You can.
Okay, t-shirts are available over at the Railroad Station Museum,
Mhm.
$15 fee for Redbud.
Ain't it
I
never ending
also have
something?
tickets for the pancake breakfast over there. So if anybody wants to go ahead and get their $5 in advance, $6 at the door. So, if you buy the museum, I'm usually there pretty early to pretty late.
I've got a,
Announcement.
I forgot to tell the clerk I like my words in the minutes. I spoke today.
Jim, that's not our announcement.
I got an announcement, on,
yeah.
March 25th, March 24th, Colquitt Baptist Church will have a community feeding at the Kiwanis, starting at 12 o'clock. And if you can't get out, we will deliver plates to senior citizens or somebody that's less fortunate.
That's on Saturday, the 24th?
That's
From 12 to
24th.
what time?
Sir,
From 12 to what time?
12 till it's all gone.
To the, okay.
Do I have a motion to adjourn?
I make that motion.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.